said, this time, probably about a year ago tomorrow, I was walking my dog, just got home from work. It's about 2200, 10 o'clock, 10:30, and my dog's been in the house all day. My dog's a 65-pound American Pit Bull Terrier, just a big thing of love, vicious and with kisses, that sort of thing. So she jumps on me. She wants to go out. She's been in the house all day. So Shiloh goes in. She does whatever she was gonna do. I'm making my dinner, but
Thanks.
I take her out, and I take her out along our path. Our path is probably about a mile long. It's in Reston, and the nearest cross street would probably be Soapstone in South Lakes. There's a 7-Eleven off of Soapstone. There's a path that my dog and I usually walk, and so because it's about 10:30, it's extremely dark. Visibility, I could probably see maybe 25 feet in front of me, and it's just pitch black. The thing that happened that night is I became complacent. I became naive, thinking I'm living in Reston, I'm perfectly fine, nothing's going to happen. Because my dog wanted to go out so bad, I didn't have time to take off my sidearm, which was coming off duty from work. And that's what I usually do, is take it off, put it on my nightstand, and then go ahead and take my dog out. But I didn't do that night, thank God. Because she wanted to go out so bad, we went on our walk. So we get in and go all the way out to the end of the walk, and I'm tired. And again, I'm very complacent at this point. I don't have a flashlight on. I can barely see in front of me. I'm just letting my dog lead. Suddenly, I notice that my dog gets in more aware state. Her ears are up, her tail's up, her body's stiff. I don't read that in time, but I continue pushing my dog to kill on because I want to go home and get something to eat. I'm hungry. Then suddenly she starts growling, she starts barking. When that happens, I turn on the flashlight and start getting a layout and bearing of where I am. And there I see 3 individuals directly in front of me on this path. And then I see 2 more off to the right, 2 more off to the left. This group is about to engulf me. They're in a standard half arc formation in front of me. Had I kept on going, they would have totally surrounded me. I back up because my dog's barking, and I realize that pits do have that negative stereotype. I apologize, and I was like, oh, if you guys are trying to go, you can go ahead, I'll walk off the path so you guys can. The person that answers says, nah, we're good. I was taken back by that. I'm just like, okay, well, do you mind making a hole for my dog and I to go past? And again, about a 5-10 second pause. He answers, nah, we're good. So now I'm feeling real uneasy. It's a very sketchy situation. Again, I reevaluate the situation and I look at the individuals. The main person, the speaker, or the leader of this group, I see has a fold and switch blade in his left hand. I take a look to the guy on the right. One has a broken bottle, and I look at the guys on the left. One has a stick probably about this long. So now I'm starting to feel and getting into a defensive state of mind. I do have my sidearm, and it's holstered, and I am open and carrying, but it is, because it is so late, they don't see what I have. They don't see that I do have a firearm. I take a step back with my dog, and I ask him point blank, if you're going to do what I think you guys are going to do, you need to think about what you are doing. I have a 65-pound pit who is waiting for me to give him the go order to do what she does and protect my butt. Then I also, what you don't see, is my sidearm. I am armed and I am carrying. You guys don't look any older than 17 or 18 years of age. You don't want to see your 19th or 20th or your 21st birthday. If you go down this path, I will do whatever I have to get my butt home. Period. There's a long pause, a long 3-5 minute pause. To me, it felt like a lifetime. Suddenly, they disperse. They go off into the forest that is in the area, and I go on my way. I get home, and then I go see Shiloh, and then I let her know what had just happened, She tells me to get on the phone with the police. I was reluctant to do so. It's dumb on my part. I got on the phone with the police, and the officers were dispatched to my house, parents' house. I let the dispatcher know that what had just happened and that I am armed. The first thing the dispatcher told me to do was take your firearm off, put it in the safe, get it out of sight to make it safer for the officers. I was just like, okay, fine. So I put my firearm in the gun safe, and I wait for the officers to arrive on my well-lit porch. When they're standing there with silent. The officer arrives on scene, and he goes, "Hey, what's going on?" It's just like, "Are you armed?" I'm just like, "I'm fine." The firearm's inside the safe, and then I let him know what had just happened. He tells me that, one, thank God that you are armed, because if you weren't, this could have gone a heck of a lot different. And I can't tell you, as a Fairfax County police officer, that you should carry wherever you go, but but since that night, well, the officers were dispatched to the location where I was about to be, for lack of a better word, jumped. They were looking for this group of people. And apparently, from what I last heard from that officer, is that wasn't the first incident that happened that night. And this was in Reston, Virginia. That's what this just blew my mind. This is where my parents live. This is where I grew up, where I went to school. Like I said, I just got super complacent on that. Because of that night, it taught me that I cannot be complacent. That there is no real safe place. And if you think so, you're being naive. Period. Since that night, I continue to be a VCDL member, and I have become a life member of the NRA after months and months of payments. I'm finally a life member of the NRA, and I try to do what I can when the VCDL does send out bulletins through my email, which I get plenty of them throughout the day, and I do what I can when I can. Shiloh has recently started carrying a firearm. Thank God. Before she was apprehensive to the fact about firearms. She was downright scared. But again, I showed her a new door. I showed her a key and something to defend herself in case I'm not there, in case my dog's not there, in case her dog's not there. It just taught me to be more aware of my surroundings and more aware of where I am. That's pretty much what happened that night, or tomorrow night, 1 year ago.
Anybody have any questions for Brandon? We might not get an opportunity to think. Go ahead, sir.